Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Seahawks and the entire NFC West. Rumors are swirling and the NFL offseason is heating up faster than a Seahawks game day. The latest buzz. The Baltimore Ravens are exploring a blockbuster trade that could send star linebacker Roquan Smith to the Seattle Seahawks. That's right, folks. The Seahawks might be about to add a premier linebacker who could instantly elevate their defense into one of the league's most feared units. And the best part, it's not just a pipe dream. Sources close to the situation suggest the Seahawks are actually in serious discussions with the Ravens about a trade involving Smith, with the Ravens seeking a couple of mid-round picks in exchange, specifically a third-rounder in the 2026 draft and a fourth-rounder in 2027. Now, before you start jumping out of your seats, let's break down what this move could mean for Seattle. Roquan Smith, for those of you who haven't been following him closely, is a linebacker who plays with the instincts of a chess master. The guy is a tackling machine with over 1,000 tackles in his career so far, including 1092 tackles, 22 interceptions, 76 passes defensed, and 22 sacks. That's a versatile, reliable player who can do it all. His PFF grade? A stellar 93. Which puts him among the best at his position. He's a coverage linebacker who can shut down tight ends and running backs with a coverage EPA of -0. 18 per snap, meaning he's a major threat in pass coverage. His missed tackle rate is just around 39%, and he's a guy who can change the game with his ability to read plays and make key stops. The Seahawks, as you all know, finished last season with an 8-9 record, missing the playoffs but showing flashes of a promising rebuild. Their defense, however, was a mixed bag. Their defensive line struggled at times, especially with cap casualties and injuries like the loss of Reed, who posted a PFF grade of 75.8. The linebackers, too, have room for improvement, especially in allowing big chunks of yardage. They're giving up around 1 yards per completion. Seattle's cap space is tight, sitting at around $7.2 million, but they're already restructuring contracts and looking to add talent. Adding a player like Smith would be a massive boost, filling a glaring need at linebacker. His ability to stop the run, cover in space, and create turnovers makes him a perfect fit for a Seahawks defense that's looking to get back to its dominant days. Think about it. A linebacker who can match up with the best tight ends and running backs in the league while also being a force against the run. He'd be a game changer, a true difference maker. And don't forget, the Seahawks have been actively working on their front seven, reworking contracts like Mafe's to free up cap space and bringing in versatile pieces to complement their core. Now, let's talk about the big picture. The Ravens, on the other hand, are in a bit of a rebuild mode, especially after their 9-8 finish last season. They're focusing on youth and cap flexibility, with a cap hit of $14 million this year, but a staggering $75 million in dead cap space in 2026. Moving Smith makes sense for them, especially if they can recoup some draft capital and pivot toward building a more sustainable defense. A trade like this could echo the kind of move the Ravens made in 2019 when they traded for Mosley, which propelled their defense to new heights. Plus, with other moves like trading away veteran Wags, the Ravens are clearly prioritizing a younger, more flexible roster. For Seattle, bringing Roquan Smith in would be akin to adding a piece of the puzzle that could elevate their entire defense into elite territory. Imagine a linebacker who can rack up over 150 tackles a season, cover as effectively as he tackles, and bring a leadership vibe to the unit. His presence on the field could help the Seahawks limit explosive plays, improve their third down efficiency, and give their defensive coordinator more flexibility to blitz or drop back into coverage. Plus, Smith's leadership qualities can't be overstated. He's the kind of player who sets the tone for the entire team. Now, looking at the odds, the Seahawks are not among the favorites to win the Super Bowl right now. They're sitting at around plus 5,500, which is understandable given their record last year and some lingering question marks on both sides of the ball. But with a move like this, they could be turning the page, making a bold statement that they're ready to contend. Think of the impact that a player like Smith could have in the playoffs, acting as a true X-factor, much like Brian Urlacher was for the Bears back in their glory days. His presence could push the Seahawks' defense from decent to elite, boosting their stop rate by plus 20% and improving their EPA coverage to minus 0.21, making them much more formidable against the run and pass alike. And let's not forget the division. The 49ers and Rams have been formidable opponents, but if the Seahawks land Smith, they could be looking at a significant shift in the NFC West power dynamic. It's not just about adding a star, it's about sending a message that Seattle is serious about competing for a Super Bowl again. The NFC West has always been a tough division, but with this kind of upgrade, the Seahawks could be knocking on the door of elite status, especially if their young talent like Mafe and others continue to develop. In conclusion, this potential trade is more than just a headline, it's a statement. Roquan Smith could be the catalyst that propels the Seahawks into the upper echelon of NFL defenses, making them not just playoff contenders but legitimate Super Bowl contenders. The Ravens are resetting, focusing on youth and cap management, but the Seahawks are on the rise, and adding a linebacker of Smith's caliber could be the final piece that pushes them over the top. With the right pieces around him, Smith could help Seattle turn their defense into a league-wide nightmare, reminiscent of the dominant units of the past. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Roquan Smith is the missing piece for Seattle? Would you trade those picks for a player of his caliber? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and you don't want to miss any of it. Let's go Hawks!